Galatians 6:9 reads, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at a proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Our life is just like any crop that is planted in the fields. It takes time for us to grow in God, and we are planted in the areas of life that need the most growth. But God has to begin that process in us. He waters us with tests in life that will bring our trials and tribulations right to our face. Little by little and day by day, we begin to grow and grow. Soon after all the time that is spent with God and His hands being on us, we sprout into the image and vision that God had for us all along. Being harvested by God's great grace shows the Master's beautiful creation brought to life.
Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good work, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Our life is just like any crop that is planted in the fields. It takes time for us to grow in God. We are planted in the areas of our life that need growth: relationships, bad co-workers, financial hardships, etc. Then God has to begin the process. He waters us with the test in life. We are then tested by the weather of life through our trials and tribulations. But little by little, day by day, we begin to grow and grow. Soon after all the time that is spent with God and His hands being on us, when we can't even see what He is doing, we sprout into the image and vision God had for us all along. Being planted is what our life needs. Being watered through life helps us to grow. Being tested by the weather of life develops us in the unseen. Being harvested by God shows the Master's beautiful creation brought to life. Yo, what's going on, Bird Talk Nation, man? It's your boy Eric here. I got my brother Jamarcus here, man. And man, tonight, man, we coming to y'all with the finale, man, to the Way series. So, first off, man, we've been away off and on. Just got different things going on, trials and tribulations, but nevertheless, God has ordained and allowed us to come back to be ready to go. And man, tonight we're gonna finish this series that word that God put on us as far as waiting. We're gonna finish this series. So hey, if you haven't checked out the last episode, definitely dive into that because that came with some it on it, right? We got
Hey,
into that one, and I'm telling you, man, that one came with some it, and some it came out of it. Okay. Um, and hey, if you out there on Facebook, YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button, share the video, share the podcast with as many people as possible. Whoever needs this message, whoever you want to bless, and man, we here, man. Thanksgiving, happy holiday,
yeah.
all that greatness. But I'm gonna turn it over to my brother Jamarcus, man.
What's up, bro, man? What's going down, E, man? It's good to be back on here, man. Always feel at home. We come back to the show. Bro Talk Nation, man. Hey, like E said, man, we apologize. I know we've been gone for way too long, but things were going on, man. First and foremost, man, thank you to God for opening up this platform each and every time we hop on here to do what we do, to do what He called us to do. All right.
Right.
Second, man, I just want to send a shout out to my family, man, the Collins family, man. We had a tough loss over this past weekend. So I really want to shout out to my family for everybody, praying for comfort, just getting together, laughing and joking. To my Virginia family out there, just praying to y'all just as well that everything is okay. And, hey, God is there for us. All right. God is there for us in these troubled times. Trouble don't last always, as they say. On top of that, man, it's Thanksgiving time, man. It's that season where Friendsgivings is going on, plates is being passed out left and right. your uncle show up that you ain't seen in 3 years. It's that time of the year again. So happy holidays to everybody, man. I hope everybody's spending Thanksgiving with somebody. A lot of family and friends, man. It's just that good time of season, man. It's been a weird COVID type environment. The world is in so much, dismay right now. So I just hope everybody just get together and be with somebody during this time. Bro, I'm kind of sad, man. I'm legit sad, bro. Like this is the finale, dude. Like the season finale. This remind me of Martin when he closed the door. And he wrote on the poster, man, on the way out, man. It's got the same effect. Thank y'all for getting with us, sticking with us through this weight series, man. I believe me and E had so much fun shooting videos. Shout out to Ash. Shout out to Devontae, everybody hitting it up, editing stuff for us to us, man. This has been fun. We got more to come. I know God gonna continue to do this, man, but this has been fun. But this is the finale, y'all. So it's about to go off. Like this is about to be good. All right. Hopefully it's only gonna be part 1. I don't know if it's gonna be season finale part 2, but this is about to be good. So if you did not catch the last episode, like E said, it has some it in it. All right, some it in it. And we was talking about it, and I was chopping it up with E one day, and it made me start thinking when we was talking about like with this farming thing going on, like, okay, we done talked about, planting. We done talked about seeds. We done talked about how farmers put the it on it and good fruit comes out of the it. Like, what else do we need to talk about? Like, what else could there be? And we talked about this verse that we kept saying like that was going on. Like, you reap what you sow, right? And we kept talking about the harvest, and that's all in the Bible. And people are always talking about harvest. And I was like, bro, that's it. We at the harvest. Like, after all the work, the harvest is here. And it made me start thinking about this title that y'all can see going like across the screen. No work, no harvest, no eat. Like, yes, you did all the planning, and that came with work. But then you got the harvest, and then you think you're supposed to eat. Like, we all think the harvest is supposed to come to us. And I'm going to show y'all real quick how I'm trying to say it. It's a story, E. It's a good story, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody heard of the story of the ant and the grasshopper, right? Everybody heard of the story. All right? If you go back to the story of the ant and the grasshopper, right? The grasshopper sung all summer, jammed out all summer, Cupid shuffled, wobbled, did all that during the summer while the ants were outside working. They were planting seeds. They were gathering seeds. They were working in the summertime. People falling out. It was hot, but they were gathering everything they needed, not for the summer, but for the season to come. So they were gathering all their food and everything they needed, not for the summer season, because they were good in the summer season. They worked. They were gathering the food and the harvest for the season in which they would not be able to go out and work no more. They were gathering seeds and stuff for the winter time. See, the winter was going to be cold. Wasn't nobody going to be able to go out and work. They wasn't not going to be able to go out and plant to eat. So they had to do all this in the summer. But the grasshopper was like, man, when we out here, I'm getting it in the summertime, E. So it made me start like breaking this down a little bit, bro, to start thinking about like this. It doesn't seem like the grasshopper was doing nothing wrong. Right. The grasshopper was only singing and dancing. That's it. He wasn't out there stealing from the ants. He wasn't out there like messing up their food. The story just says he was singing and dancing. So it doesn't seem like he was doing nothing wrong. But if you think about it, that's how most of us are in the season when we should be working and we're dancing and singing. See, it doesn't seem like we're doing something wrong, but it's going to catch up to us in the season that we should have been preparing for. See, our singing and dancing when we should have been working, it's going to catch up. And it doesn't seem like you're doing something wrong. Well, how does it seem it? See, when you should have been meditating on the Bible, when you should have been reading your word, you were out working. You were at your job doing all that you could do in your job. It doesn't seem wrong because you was getting all the blessings of the job. You were A-okay at the job. You were the man at the job. But the season that you should have been preparing for when the winter comes, what you doing at your job wasn't gonna keep you prepared. No, I'm sorry, wasn't gonna maintain you in the season of the winter. So see, the grasshopper didn't see that. He was just dancing, bro. So like that's so crazy to me because I started breaking this story down, right? Because God was giving me like all these views, right? So that was one of the things, right? I want you to hop back in here, bro. Like when I get done with these breakdowns.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then he said, then it started making me think, like, the story never said the grasshopper planted anything in the summertime. It just said he was singing and dancing, chilling out on his, on his beach, doing what he needed to do.
Yeah.
But what if we added that to the story to say he did plant things in the summer, but he didn't work on harvesting them? If we added that in the story, would it make a difference? Like, if we said, yes, he planted everything that he needed to survive in the winter, but he didn't work to gather anything. He just sat back, sung, and danced, thinking that the harvest was going to come to him. How many of us plant things and then don't work to harvest it? We just think it's supposed to come. You know what? I'm going to plant this seed with my family.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a husband. The good just supposed to come. I'm not supposed to work at being a good husband. I'm going to dance and sing my way on. But I'm not going to work at being a good husband. But the harvest of family is supposed to come. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, if we added that part to it, bro, it makes it a little different. Because now you think, oh man, like you're supposed to work the entire time, right? See, if that was the case, he would have did all that work and laboring to plant the seeds. Now he think that everything is just supposed to come to him, how we do. But see, there's a Bible verse that ties into that. I had to get my wife to give me this word because I could not say this Bible verse. I'm chat book, and I'm probably about to mess it up again. And she just gave it to me. It's the long T word, THESSALONIS. I think it's Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians. Huh? Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 3, verse 10. It literally says, even while we were with you, we gave you this command. Those unwilling to work will not get to eat.
That's good.
That's how we open it up. Warren, serve, we in your front door.
Well, my brother just let you know what it was and how it is and how it's going to go. And, hey, man, you know how we do. We're not going to pull no punches with it. But, hey, to dive into the story, man, the grasshopper is, at some point in time, it's been me. It's been my brother. It's been you.
Yeah.
It's been all of us, right? We get so busy and caught up in the things that we think that please God, and then we think God gonna bless us for doing the things that we think please God.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Like what you do, what you think or do that you think you're doing to please God, you might want to go back and fast on that and meditate on that word and get a word from God, not a word.
That's good, bro.
Right. I think when it comes to the grasshopper, man, see, the grasshopper was so, when there's no rain, right, in your life, there's a lot of sunshine. So you got ample enough things to be happy about, ample enough things to dance and sing and praise to God about. But as we've been on this journey with this podcast, we've brought y'all along to bring you up to speed to know that after one storm ends, another one is coming. So we should always be in preparation.
Like that.
See, what happened to the grasshopper, he was in preparation, but in a different way. He prepared to enjoy what he had been praying about. He prepared to enjoy when the sun was out, when it wasn't a cold winter. But see, the ants had another mindset. They said, hey, we gonna enjoy it, but we gonna work, right? And you know how we always do, we bring it back to sports. You can always tell the difference between the player that puts in the work and the one that just going off natural talent, right? What's the phrase? Hard work beats talent.
Who was that? That was Prophet 2 Chainz.
That Prophet 2 Chainz. Hard work beats talent, man, all day. The difference that sets people apart in different levels of sports is what they put into it, right? So if you're not putting nothing into putting time with God, meditating on the word, being a servant, being a good steward of what he got at the place that you're in right now. See, sometimes we get caught up in not even at the part of planting the seed, sowing the seed. We get caught up in that middle part, but before the harvest, because we're not stewarding our time. We're not stewarding our gifts.
Yeah.
We're not giving back to God. We're not bringing things back to him and asking him, is this what you need me to do?
That's good.
And I'm not casting no stones at none of y'all because I do it all the time. I get in times where, man, I don't even get in my word. I don't spend time with God, and I can tell how different my life is. But see, the only difference now, I know how to go back. I know how to get back in there. I'm catching it a lot faster in life.
Yeah.
See, as you going along with this story, man, like, see, the ants knew, hey, no matter whether the sun is out or it's not out, we gonna be working.
I like that. I like that, bro. I like what you said. I had to write it in the chat, man. Always be in preparation, right?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing like that. Like you were saying, what the grasshopper was preparing for. And that was literally my point. Point one was don't be like the grasshopper, right? Like, don't be like the grasshopper. Like the grasshopper should have been working, but wasn't even focused on the season to come, wasn't focused on the rain to come, wasn't preparing for that. And it's not to say don't enjoy life. Like, enjoy life that God brings to you, but you always should be working. You always should be working for the storm to come, preparing for the rain to come, preparing for whatever, bro. That was so good. I had to write that one down, especially the part where you says, you know, what we do to please God is what you think he blesses us for. Like, that's so important because we think that, oh, I'm gonna do this to please God so I can get a blessing, and God is like, what? That ain't how that work. Like, you don't have to do nothing to get grace. That's free. Salvation is free. You got that just by saying you believe that I died on the cross. Like, that's what the Bible says. Like that, you don't have to do work for that. Like, and most of the time to get blessings, we just need to clear our plate. Most of the times you're not getting a blessing because you got too much and he can't land something on. You got work, you got friends, you got everything else but him. And most of the time you just asking, I just need time with you. So like, man, like, bro, that right there, that was good. And I like, you know, on here, man, we're always like humble, open, and transparent. And I like how you were very transparent with that because like I'm the same way. Like, and that's who I was, the grasshopper. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna sing, i.e., I'm gonna work. Yeah. And yeah, that's great. But what about the winter? What about when work stops? What about when it's cold outside and you can't get to work for 2 weeks? I bet you're not singing and dancing then. You don't know what. Oh, that's so good. I bet you if the grasshopper couldn't sing and dance, he wouldn't know what to do. So enter that in your life. If what your summertime you can't do, what do you do? If you can't work, what do you do? I bet you do the wrong thing. If you can't talk to a friend that's your sing and dance, what do you do then? Like, man, that's what this is trying to get to you. Are you like the ants that were working for the next season, or are you just like the grasshopper? Bro, that's good, bro. You opened that wide up and made me think like way harder on that one. This is what this is about, man. Like, when we talk about like what we bring, this is only our interpretation, what we've been through all what we see. But when you guys talk back to us, when E talks to me, I open up and I see more than what I was just seeing. And that's the beauty of it. That's what God wants. He wants conversations. He wants back and forth. Like, we all know what the Bible says. If two or more gather, I am here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he just wants to open dialogue to get you thinking, just to get his name said. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, man. That was good, bro. That was good. Bro,
Hey,
go ahead. No, I'm in there.
Nah, I was just gonna say, man, like, man, just going through this journey, bro. It's just like understanding that when you're more prepared for the test. Think about that. When you're more prepared for a test, your chances of winning, your chances of passing that test is way higher. You can always tell the person that wasn't prepared for a game, they wasn't prepared for work, they wasn't prepared for the relationship, they wasn't prepared for the next promotion. You can always tell that, especially like me and my brother, we're in the military. You can always tell the person that wasn't prepared to be a leader because of how bad the transition is. See, as you may be a person that's coming into knowing God right now. And just like me and my brother, when we started, we were coming into knowing God more and having a relationship more. And there are some things that God had to do in our life to prepare us for what's ahead. And this is the episode that you're getting now is what's ahead. When you're not prepared for these things, when you're not in preparation and you don't understand, you think like, okay, God got me out of that situation. I'm good. I'll pray the next time something bad happens. Your mental state might not be strong enough to survive that.
That's good.
You know, suicide is real. You know what I'm saying? It's real. And during this COVID time and these holiday time, these are the darkest time for people. You know what I'm saying? Like people out here trying to scramble to get gifts and presents and do all these things. Some people trying to scramble to get food for Thanksgiving. You know, so you got to understand to always be in preparation. When God blesses you with something, just know a storm is coming. It's a sunny day to dance, praise, give him all the praise. But don't just praise when the sun is out. Praise when the rain comes too.
Ooh. Boy, all right. Hey, nah, okay, I feel you. You going in. Hey, so like, man, you making me think of this verse I had highlighted, and it wasn't like in here, but what you just said right now, Ecclesiastic 3:1, right? For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under the heaven. And that's literally like exactly what you're saying right now. Like, bro, like you gotta like that doesn't make like we talking to y'all, but that doesn't make y'all like, man, like there's a Bible verse to that. Like, yeah, like God knew that there's a season for everything. So man, I just wanted to I just highlighted that right now. And I'm like, bro, that's literally what you're talking right now, dude. And that's what we're saying. Like, point one, don't be like the grasshopper, right? Hey, so now the actual title is coming in, and you guys can see how this is playing out, right? No work, no harvest, no eat, right? I wanted to give y'all like the like a part of the anchor verse to this E on what I was reading about this, and it's kind of lengthy, but just deal with me. It's Matthew 20:1-16, right? It's a parable about the vineyard and the workers, right? Jesus is telling a parable, and it says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like the landowner who went out early one morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them normal daily wage and sent them out to work. At 9 o'clock in the morning, he was passing through the marketplace and he saw some people standing and doing nothing. So he hired them, telling them that he would pay them whatever was right at the end of the day. So they went to work in the vineyard at noon, and again at 3 o'clock, he did the same thing. At 5 o'clock that afternoon, he was in town again and saw some more people standing around, and he asked them, why haven't you been working today? They replied, because no one hired us, right? The landowner told them, then go out and join the others in my vineyard. So go out in the fields, right? That evening, he told the foreman to call all the workers in and pay them, beginning with the last workers first. love that part right there. Beginning with the last workers first.
Yeah.
When those hired at 5 o'clock were paid, each received a full day's wage. Hold up. So they were hired at 5, but they still got paid for a full day's work. When those hired first came to get their pay, they assumed that they would receive more. But they too were paid a day's wage. When they received their pay, they protested to the owner. Those people who only worked for an hour, yet you paid them just as much as you paid us who worked all day in the scorching heat. He answered one of them, friend, I haven't been unfair. Didn't you agree to work all day for usual wage? Take your money and go. I wanted to pay this last worker the same as you. Isn't it against the law for me to do what I want with my money? Should you be jealous because I'm kind to others? So those who are last now will be first, and those who were first will be last. Listen, I'm not even about to dive into this deeply because this right here is too good, but I wanted to set that up because it goes right to what I was talking about. No work, no harvest, no eat. So you can see right here that Jesus is saying, the work you do, you're going to get paid. It's what you agree to the wages is how you're going to get paid. It don't matter if you was the first to go to work or the last to go to work. God going to pay you, but it's what you agree to. I love that part, bro. I'm not even about to dive into this deep, bro, because it's too much. I know you did, bro. We have to go back at that at some time, bro. But I wanted to get an anchor verse, bro, because I wanted to talk about harvesting, right? Bro, harvesting, like the definition of, I had to hit the defo. Harvesting is the process of gathering a ripe crop from the fields. If you pause right there on ripe, because as I was writing, it made me started thinking, bro, who really knows what fruit is ripe? Only the farmer who's growing it knows the fruit that's ripe. So why is that like when people put you in a bad place telling you you're ready to go somewhere and you're not? Why we let other people tell us when we right in the situation? Oh yeah, bro, it's time. You can go there now. I mean, you've been reading and praying all this time. You should be good in the strip club.
Ooh, that's good.
Do you not know who I am? I might not never be right for this. See, we all want to pick. We all let other people pick when we're ripe. But if you think about it and be smart about it, the only person who knows when fruit is ripe is the person who's growing it. So the only person that knows that I'm ripe is God. And until he tell you you're ripe, then don't put yourself in a place like that. Like, I'm just giving y'all facts here. I had to pause there because it made me think like, oh, that's true. Like, all right, man, I gotta be real. It has hit me times where I told y'all my struggle with pornography, but it has hit me times to be like, well, other people can watch pornography. Why can't I? Easily, because they're not you.
That's good.
See, even though it's wrong for them, it doesn't trigger them like it triggers you. So why would you let that think that you're right because you done read a couple Bible verses? I'm gonna be hot with y'all. Wow, you ain't gotta be hot with me. Y'all can sit over there and fake the funk. But I'm telling you, stop letting people tell you when you're right. Nobody knows when the fruit on a farm is right, but the farmer. You can come on there all day and say, yeah, that apple look as green as it's supposed to be. Yeah. He knows the texture. He knows the touch. He knows how long it's been growing. I'm talking about God now. He knows the inside and out of you. Yeah, yeah. So good. See, when we look at the fruit, we look at the outside. I mean, it look red, but the farmer knows, nah, man, the inside ain't good yet. The outside is just good. That's the same story of who was that, Daniel, bro, when they was like, I'm y'all looking at the outside with the muscles and all that. Samuel said God looks at the inside of a man's heart. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to teach y'all something real quick. Some stuff I've been learning, bro. I'm gonna pause right there, bro, because like hop in here, dude. I know you want to.
Hey, bro, that's so good, man. That's so good, bro. I can tell you this right now, man. I'll be hot, open, and transparent as well. I remember when I first got married, right? I joined the Navy and got married. I'm sitting there at my wedding, right? Most people, they get nervous, they jittery, got the jitters, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, about to make this step. And the whole time I was just calm. Like, this the one time in my life I can say all my thoughts were quiet.
Mm.
And you know the person that was speaking to me the most? God. It was God the whole entire time saying, son, I didn't tell you to do this.
Oh, that's heat right there. That's heat
right
there.
I didn't sign off on this right here. So, because you love that person, or you got an emotional attachment to that person, or they're better than the person that you just left out of relationship, now you think you should move and get married? I ain't sign off on none of that.
That's right. Good.
See, what my brother just explained to y'all is when you get in that quiet time, while you're between the sowing and the planting and the harvest, that quiet time is that middle. This is how you determine what kind of fruit you're going to bear. This is how you determine, just like the anchor scripture says, whether first shall be last or the last shall be first.
That's good.
Right. See, you got to understand, like, man, this is what I say to me. Until God tell me to move, I ain't doing nothing.
Shit,
I don't care who it is. I'm not moving. I don't care what y'all can say, hey, man, God has called you to open up a church. Guess what? Until he said to me, we ain't moving, man. Because I can give you a timeline of my life, and you can tell every time that I move when I move. Or when I move when I thought I heard God, but it was me speaking to me.
Hey, that's good right there. That's good. That's good. I like that.
See, I'll make it real plain and clear for you. Me being here in San Antonio was not me. This was all God. Because Eric said he going to Pensacola, Florida to be in the sun and on the beach. He going to be stationed down there for 3 years. But God said, no, son, I need you to go over here. And guess what? When he told me that, the sun was out. I was dancing and praying. My son had got moved closer to me. I was there with my mom to take care of her. I had a new relationship. I had a fiance and everything. Life was great. I had no worries. Dancing and praising in the sun. And then he moved me to San Antonio, Texas, where I knew nobody. No family, not even close to family. Right? And then, as y'all done heard on this podcast, I went through trials and tribulations. And it was many of them sitting here like, God, man, like, I know you know what you're doing. I could take it over for you and fix it. In my mind, I think I got a plan.
That's good.
See, that would have messed up the whole process of me planting the seed, sowing the seed, cultivating, doing everything to water the ground, making sure it was good to go, and then reaping the harvest. See, the harvest would have been different.
Yeah.
You can't get outside of the will of God. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he knows how to correct. Remember the podcast we did a while back, bro? We was talking about their GPS. God know how to correct you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna leave it right there, bro.
Bro, that's good. Hey, man, I hope y'all caught all that, because you just said, we can get on here and we can wordplay and we can do all this, but what you just said right there, that testimony, man, that's the best thing there is. That's the best thing it is to come right there. Yeah. It's somebody's testimony of the walk of the journey they've been walking. And for me, just to sit on the sideline and look at it, it's been a miracle. Like, I remind them all the time, like, the walking miracle he is. Like, if you didn't come to San Antonio, this podcast seed wouldn't have been planted. And then you wouldn't have caught like 2 souls on the verge or wherever. Like, things happen. Like, good things happen around, like, when fields start to get work, when you invite other people to your field to see how farmers are supposed to be worked right. And then now it just catches up. Like, you've been around somebody who's like known to make money. It makes you want to make money. Have you ever been around somebody who want to be with God? I'm going to tell you right now, that's a different type of feeling right there. That's when blessings just start coming all around you. Like, it just feels good. So, bro, that's real right there. To like end this little, I ain't even hit my point yet. That was just like a pause, but it made me also start thinking about that too. Like I said, this ain't a point, but some fruit, like if you're not careful, some fruits don't ripen after being picked. Like, I need y'all to know that. Like, yeah, bananas, if you pick it too early, they continue to ripen. If you pick an apple too early, you're going to bite into some bad fruit. And I don't know if y'all ever bit into bad fruit. It don't taste good. Like, that's what I need you to understand. Don't pick yourself early before the ripening happens. Don't do that. I'm telling you. Because some fruits, if you pick them too early, they don't ripe. They just sour. Like, you need to understand that. That ain't even a point. That's just like this pause we was on right now. Because, like I said, in the past podcast we was talking about, don't sell bad fruit. Don't bite into bad fruit. Like, you just don't want to deal with bad fruit, bro.
Gotcha.
You know, like, continue to go on with like where we was going, right? You got to understand that harvesting crops at a mature level, because we've been talking about it, right, gives high income and good quality producers for farmers, right? If the crops such as wheat, corn, and other crops are left in the fields for too long after maturity without harvesting, it can lead to the start of pests. Like, so you telling me don't pick fruit too early because it's not right, but then if I wait too long, pests are gonna come around. This ain't even a point right now, but God is giving to me this right now. What do you mean pests? So if you read in the Bible, they talk about locusts a lot, right? Talk about how locusts come up and eat up entire harvests and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You ever, okay, for y'all who haven't backslided before, right? And I don't know if y'all know what backsliding, that's an old church thing. You know when they used to call people to the altar and be like, anybody who need prayer for backsliding, come up. But it's when you was with God and you fell off and now you coming back in. When you came back in and everything started to go good and God gave you a word and you didn't move, but you still in and you still going, has anybody ever came around and ate off of that? Like, has anybody ever came around and was like locusts and just started eating up your harvest? Like, eating up because you did not harvest what you planted in time. You waited too long to go in the field and work and do what you needed to do. Like, that's when those pests come around. That's when those people come around and start asking you for money when you were planting seeds and giving people money and God gave it back to you twofolded. And now people coming to ask for it. That's what I think that's what it's talking about, like when farmers are talking about it, bro. So like, that's crazy. And I'm just giving to y'all like how harvesting looks in a farming like way. But if you think about it, it's the same way with the Bible, man. It's like the same way with your daily walk. But this one dude, Robert Louis Stevenson, wrote something. He said, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. That was this famous guy who wrote that. And I thought that was very interesting. That's because good. Most of us do like what we've been saying we do in the beginning, how E was trying to talk about it. We say, God, I've been doing this, so I deserve this. There we go. And this guy wrote, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you have planted. And I think that's what the Bible tells us too. Reap what you sow. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah. God is telling you, why are you focused on the harvest when you should be focusing on what you're sowing? So, like, bro, that was very interesting to me, bro. So that was a point. That was one of the things I was thinking about. And with that, it made me start thinking about Psalms 23:5, right? You prepare a table before me in the presence of your enemy, right? So if we're supposed to be focused on, not the harvest, but the seeds we're planting, and we sow where we reap, sooner or later, everyone sits down to the bouquet of their consequences. And I said the bouquet because I had to ask my wife and Edith earlier. If you sit down at a table, I imagine your table has a centerpiece of flowers, a bouquet. And I just told you, sooner or later, you sit down with the bouquet of your consequences. The question I'm asking you, when you sit down, what type of bouquet do you have?
That's a good one. Yeah. Jeez.
That's the question.
Whew. Hey man, look. I'm gonna give it to y'all simple, man. My brother's teaching y'all principles. These are Bible principles that
Bro.
are like plain as day. And a lot of us, I think we got the reverse side of what my brother is saying right now.
Yo.
Like, I'm a person that like I still do this today, and I have to catch myself when I do something, and I want to say it's always when the times are tough, right? When everything in the world is coming at us at one time that is not when we want it on our timeline. This is when we're questioning what we're planting and sowing. This is when we're looking at this bouquet and it's like, man, why am I here again? Why am I repeating the same thing again? I think that's the wrong question. You should be asking, what did I do? What was the beginning of what I started? When I planted that, or when I sowed that seed? What seed did I sow? Like, we got to go back and reevaluate everything that we did, because that's where the meditation on His Word comes from. Spending time with God so that He can speak to you and tell you, hey, Eric, don't do that again, because you already know the outcome. So this is what you did the last time. This is what you should be doing. All right, cool. See, meditation is all about getting correction before you bump your head. You ever told a kid not to touch a stove, and they go and do it anyway as soon as you walk out the room, right? So for them not to repeat it again, they gonna come to you crying, like we do to God. God, I need my bills paid. Lord Jesus, help me. And He comes back, and if we spend that, see, when you get your kid and you got that one-on-one time with them, you're like, okay, look, the stove is hot. It burns your hand. It hurt. You start explaining why you don't want them to repeat the same thing again. A kid that gets it and understands prospers for the rest of their life. They never touch nothing hot. They always careful around hot stuff.
Yeah.
But the little hard-headed kid that just didn't get it, they're going to keep burning their hand. Sometimes they end up being an arsonist, man. You know what I'm saying? Being a fireman.
Yeah.
But understand, like, man, my brother's teaching is speaking on principle. And that's what we miss. We miss the fact that God already laid it out for you. You reap what you sow. So what are you sowing? It's the result of what you're reaping.
That's good.
Don't cry to God about why your life is the way it is. He already told you. You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
It's in your sowing. It's in the beginning stages. See, how you start is how you finish. If that seed is planted and you plant it in good soil, as we talked about on the last couple podcasts, you're going to reap the beautiful bouquet of life. You're going to reap your family coming back together. You're going to reap that promotion at the job. You're going to reap happiness in your life. You're going to reap restoration in every area of your life that you felt like you lost in.
Yeah.
But if you keep going back to the clubs and you keep going back to them relationship after relationship, and you keep catching bodies out here, where your bouquet, some of them flowers are going to be dead. I'm just telling you right now.
Hey, that's big facts, man. Hey, bro, I gotta go back to something you said, man. And God, man, I'm telling you, you do this to me every time, bro. I had this highlighted, 2 Corinthians 9:10, and you were talking about like the seeds, like we be, planting our own seeds, right? This is what this verse says, NLT version. For God is the one who provides seeds for the farmer, and then bread to eat. In the same way, He will provide and increase your resources and then produce a great harvest of generosity in you. Like, I don't know if y'all caught what he said. He said, like, we're trying to plant our own seeds. God provides the seeds to the farmer and then the bread to eat. If you're not getting your seeds from God, you're planting the wrong seeds. He's going to give you every seed that you need to plant to survive, then give you bread to eat, and then give you a great harvest of generosity in you so you can feed others. See, we're feeding people the seeds that we plant, and we're wondering why people are getting sick around us.
Oh, that's so good, bro.
That hurt. And yes, it should hurt, because if we would have got our seeds from God, the right seed package, the right one to say, Jamarcus, this is what you're going to need, because somebody around you is going to need to come and eat off of this one. Here's this seed of kindness. Jamarcus, somebody's going to come around from you. Here's this seed of the word that I can put in you. But no, I was doing, all right, I'm going to take this seed of frustration and unkindness and doing people wrong who love me and don't know how to translate that. I'm going to plant this. I'm going to plant this wall. I'm going to plant this seed of going out and trying to prove to people who I am. And when people came around me to eat off of that, they got sick. That's the bad fruit. See, dog, like I can't make this up, dude. Like when you said it, I'm sitting here like, this is what I got highlighted. And now when you said it, this makes total sense. It makes total sense. If we're not planting seeds that God gave us, man, you planting backwards. Like my mama say, if you a drug dealer and you ain't got no money to show for it, you're hustling backwards. Like right now, if you planting seeds that the farmer didn't give you, you're farming backwards, dude.
Man,
hold on. How you gonna plant stuff that people don't want to eat and think you gonna thrive? Think your business gonna blow up? Nobody want what you planting. Nobody want their produce. HEB ain't taking that in. Dog, this is good, dog. That, bro, man. Yo, that right there, bro. That was good. I'm
That's
sorry.
so good, bro.
That right there is probably the best thing that's the best one I've ever read after coming after like a back and forth going with you. Because like, bro, when you said it, I'm sitting here going through my highlights like, dog, I know I seen, oh my goodness, this dude makes so sense now. If God ain't providing it, then why are you planting it? Like for real. Oh man, bro.
We like trees, like man, you know how I always say, man, we like trees, man. So what I go through, if you can't eat off that, that means like imagine, like check this, man. This is crazy. I was just sitting there thinking about this when you was talking. Imagine if I'm a restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. I'm Chick-fil-A. Everybody loves Chick-fil-A. Imagine if the person that started Chick-fil-A served only what he liked and nobody else liked. How many people would show up? How many people, when they were hungry, could get fed? Jesus, man, was that seed that was planted to change our life. I'm taking it all the way back to the beginning part, the beginning seed that was sowed. Jesus came to take over everything in our life that we gonna ever deal with. He was the seed that was planted. Now, when he flourished, now we can eat the fruit, the manna from heaven, off of everything that he did. He walked this earth and did everything that we gonna ever do. So now we can live freely. You ever ate something that was so good and so free that you could share it with a bunch of people and everybody eat it? Right?
That's good.
Like, if you the only person eating off your tree, you got bad seeds.
Ooh.
You ain't did no work. You ain't got no harvest, and nobody gonna eat that but you.
Hey, keep it real, dude.
Hey, you ever sat at a lonely dinner table? Who you gonna talk to besides you?
That's good.
Who you gonna provide in besides you? How you gonna help fix yourself when you got yourself in the same mess that you in? It don't make sense. Like, we supposed to be out here planting seeds in people so that they can grow. They supposed to eat off our testimonies. If they can't take your testimony and eat off that, and their life be changed, you need to go back and meditate and get a word from God.
Mm.
You
That's
gotta go
good,
back
bro.
to the beginning, man. God,
I like
man.
how you just went to imagine that, because I got one too. Like everything we're saying, right? Imagine being that farmer, right? Wake up in the morning, you done planted seeds, you done did all that. You wake up, the sun is all good, condensation is out, dew is good. It's like one of them, you got a cup of coffee, Folgers done hit right, and you walk out and you look at your field and you see nothing but pumpkins. Everything will be good if you saw but pumpkins if you were growing pumpkins. What if you were supposed to be growing corn, wheat, or whatever on your field, and you woke up in the morning and saw nothing but pumpkins? You would sit there like, dog, what the heck am I supposed to do with all these pumpkins? This ain't what I'm supposed to be serving to the people. I was supposed to be growing corn and wheat, and now I have a field full of pumpkins. The buyer is supposed to be here tomorrow to buy corn and wheat. He's not looking for pumpkins.
Yeah.
Now change that up with your life. See, you're supposed to be looking for those fruits from God that we talked about in the last podcast, that kindness, that joy. And we're talking about flowers and fruits and joys, right? But you didn't sow none of that. So why are you on the porch looking for it?
Oh, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You out here looking for joy, peace, happiness, good marriage, friends, prosperity, abundance. You ain't sow none of that. All you did was sow frustration, despair, distractions. And you out here looking for what's up. You out here looking for corn and wheat, and all you did was plant pumpkins. Man. Now you on the front porch, shocked and amazed. God is looking like, what you mean? Hold on. I know what we need to do. Rewind, Jamarcus. Here's you planting that right there. And now I'm going to go for it. Here's your face right now, shocked, like you didn't know that was going to grow from that. That's what we do. We look there and be like, well, I'm going to steal from this job, but I'm fired. What you mean, well, I'm fired? You just like Smoke. You like Craig. They caught you on video stealing boxes. Come on, man. You knew it was you. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, imagine that. Like, Proverbs 24 says it. Those who lazy to plow in the right season will have no food at the harvest, dude. Like, I'm giving it to you from the Bible, bro. I eat, bro.
Hey. Oh. It's so good, man.
Bro, this last little point, man, it's 3 words. It's one of my songs from Riri. Work, 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 work. That's the point. That's this point we're talking about right now. Work, 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 work. No work, no eat, no harvest. No work, no harvest, no eat. If you don't work, even after you're done planting, which was work, if you don't work during the harvest time, you're not going to eat. You're going to be like the grasshopper. You're going to be left out in the cold season with no food to eat because you did no work at the harvest. This ain't just about to come to you without the work. Like, you ever notice that God works with a verb? Seek and find. Knock and then enter. Pray and then receive. Work, then eat. Like, God works with verbs. God don't work with adjectives. That ain't how it works. There's a verb with God. Verb is the word with God. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Work, 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 work. Harvesting, you got to gather. That's work. Even when you harvesting, even when farmers harvesting, there are 2 skills that describe a farmer during harvesting time. There's 8 of them, but there's 2 of them that make important to me, bro. And I wanted to break these out. The main one is manual labor. It counts for 60% of the skill that farmers have during harvesting. Manual labor. It described that they picking up stuff, they dropping off stuff, they grabbing stuff, they doing everything. If you ever heard of manual labor, you're sweating, you're working, right? The other skill that accounts for 15% of the other 8 skills is pruning. I don't know if y'all know what pruning is, but pruning has a good definition. Pruning is when you're removing stuff from the crops that you're harvesting. Pruning is when you remove the bad parts of the crop that you're harvesting.
That's so good. Sound like repent to me.
Oh, thank you, dog. I'm glad you there with me. So you telling me even during the harvest time, even during when I'm getting the blessing, I'm still supposed to be working? Yes, indeed. You're supposed to be pruning that harvesting up. You're supposed to be pruning. You're supposed to be pulling those bad things out of that harvest to make sure what E was just talking about, that harvest that you just got, it ain't for you. That harvest is for somebody else. So if you don't prune that harvest, if you don't clean up that harvest, you're going to give out bad stuff to other people. You're going to give out, it looks great. You did a good job, but there's still bad stuff. Why? Because it's you. It's you. The Bible tells us we born to sin. Ever since Adam sinned, sin is in us. So you gotta prune that every day. Just like you see a gardener outside, she's doing what? She's pruning the weeds out every day to make sure that her garden continues to grow well. Pruning is work. Pruning is work that you gotta do every single day, not just when you're planting, but even when you're harvesting. That's
so good, bro.
Bro, here we go. I'm gonna get this Bible verse to go with it, dude, and I'm about to turn it over. Galatians 6:9-10, the Message version. So let's not allow ourselves to get fatigued doing good. At the right time, we will harvest a good crop if we don't give up or quit. Right now, therefore, every time we get the chance, let us work for the benefit, not of you, not of me, of all, starting with the people closest to us in the community of faith. Man, let's go, dog. The Bible tells me that I should not get fatigued in what I'm doing good. So God tells me you don't get fatigued because more work is coming. Like you can't sit and sing and dance. You need to be work. So don't get fatigued. I'm telling you, come to me to get your rest stop and get your strength. And then at the right time, a harvest will come with good crop if we don't give up or quit. That once again, don't stop working. The good harvest is coming. I'm telling you, just keep holding on. Then he tells us there's a right time for benefiting us all. It's not for us. He says it's to benefit all. Not just all, anybody. He gets specific to the people closest around you, your community and faith. So who you think you're supposed to be harvesting to? All those people on the outside that don't build your faith up in you, they don't get your harvest. See, that's the problem. We giving harvests out to everybody. Favor ain't fair in my book. Everybody don't get your harvest. See, your work is for the people who are closest to you in faith and you. Y'all are supposed to be eating that off. You can share with them. Better yet, you can show them how to harvest so they can do it on their own. But the people in faith, that's who you feed. Man, dog. Yeah, let's go, bro. We about to end this finale good.
Hey, bro, this is so good, man. I'm gonna start it here, man. God already told you, man. Get this principle, right? To go with everything my brother just said, because there was so much in it. Whatever work you do it with a cheerful heart. Right? Whatever work you do, don't do it for you. Do it for God.
Yeah.
See, this is how you get the harvest to eat, to sit at the table and eat. As we talked about in Psalms 23, prepares the table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Yeah.
He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. See, the people that are closest to you are going to get served as well. But see, sometimes we worried about our enemies so much that you don't even know God is trying to prepare it. Like he got everything laid out so that they can see you prosper. See, I know where your mind just went. Your mind just went to, oh, they going to see me living life being better than them. It's not about that. Mm-hmm. They're going to see you doing the right things when God gave you the right seeds to sow and you sowed them the right way, you cultivated them, and then you harvested the right way, and now everybody's eating the right way. Now you just saved a life.
That's what it's all.
See what my brother just said, it ain't about you. It's for the people closest to you. And what's the age-old saying? Keep your friends close, but your enemies
close.
See, y'all had this all messed up, man. God just gave me that. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because I had it twisted too. See, you got to go back and get the people that's going to see. They know your journey. They see your journey. They your haters. They see them. They know everything about your business. But see, like my brother said earlier, when you saw them seeds of humility, kindness, love, joy, happiness, forgiveness, now God has a field of so many seeds he can sow into you and give you everything that you need to harvest a good fruit, so that your enemies can now be changed in their spirit, changed in their heart. It's not about just your family. It's not just about you getting a promotion or you making all these millions and billions. You getting the relationship you want. You getting the kids it's not all about that, man. Our job as believers, if you say you believe in God, you believe that his son died for all of our sins, your job is to steward the seeds that he gives us and save souls. I'm sorry, my bad. Our job is to get in this field and work to plant these seeds, sow these seeds, cultivate these seeds, so that we can harvest people and people can eat off of God and everything that he has shown us to be true.
Man, hey boy, God, good, bro.
That's not about us, man. It's not about us. This is a time of year where we always want to give thanks. I say you should give thanks every day, but it's not about us. We're not giving thanks for what we have. I'm not giving thanks for that. I'm giving thanks for God giving me grace every day, so that we can continue to do this podcast, so that we can keep winning souls. That's more important to me.
Yeah.
If I never hit 1 million or 1 billion, but I get 1 million or 1 billion souls, I'm winning. That's the right fruit that I want to. That's the good fruit I want to give out. That's when somebody come to me, if they can't change, if their life can't change off of my testimony and me telling them about the relationship I have with God, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not. I haven't planted. I haven't harvested. I haven't cultivated. I'm doing this farming thing wrong.
That's good, bro. That's bold right there, bro. I'll leave it with this, man. Because I just found this, man, and it's tied into what you said. Philippians 1:6. And I am certain that God who begun the good work within you will continue his work until it's finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. So Jesus ain't done work, and he telling you shouldn't either. You shouldn't start working until the day he returns, and nobody knows that hour or minute. So each and every day you work. And when I'm saying working, I ain't talking about that physical work. You work, you meditate, you get with God, you pray, you worship, you work, man. Dog. Hey, woo! Golly, boy. Got me on fire, dude.
Hey, we got greater works to do, man.
Hey, big facts.
Jesus came back. He said he left us power because now we got greater works to do.
That's good.
It don't stop. You've been called. I know you have, because you ain't found this podcast by accident.
Yeah.
I had to tell my brother the other day, nothing is coincidence. I didn't come to San Antonio by coincidence, and my brother ain't transitioning to the next place by coincidence. If you are where you are in your life, it's because God got work for you to do in that field. Don't complain about the field. Don't complain because you see one person got a tractor over here and you ain't got nothing but a mule. Don't do it. Don't complain about that. God said all you need is all you have.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but what he really said is keep your eyes on your own field. Man, hey, somebody just logged off right now because they said, no, you are not in my house today. Dude.
Nah, man, we ain't keeping up with the Farmer Joneses. All right. Nah, man, God got work for you to do. My work and your work is two total different things. But I bet you, if you tend to your own field, I guarantee you, I can eat off of whatever you harvest out of that, the good fruits, right? So, hey, man, I'm gonna just leave it right there. God is great. I'm thankful for bro talk. I'm thankful for my brother. Man, hey, bro talk. We got work to do.
Big facts.
That's how we came into 2021. Me and my brother were talking about it. God said we got more. Hey, and if you hearing this, your notice you have been notified.
Yeah.
Right? You have been served. God is calling you to do more work. All right. This is not a coincidence. This is that time, the perfect time of your life, because what you're going through right now, what you have been through, has prepared you for what you need to do right now. So, hey, if you lost out there, you don't know God, you don't even love God, you want to love God, don't know who He is, just get in your Bible and read, man. Find your way. God, hey, all He needs you to do is come. Come as you are. He don't care if you, man, wherever you are. You've been a drug dealer, you've been a prostitute, you've been a drunk, you've been a whatever, you done killed somebody. God said just come as you are, man.
That verb again.
You don't go to the hospital because you feel good. You go to the hospital because you're sick. You don't need to feel better before you get there. That's how this podcast started. Right? And it's gonna continue to go because we got work to do. So, hey, man, if you out there on Facebook, YouTube, please share, please like, please subscribe. Continue to share this information. Continue to send us your comments, your prayers. If you need prayer, hit us up. And man, we just here to do the work, man. So until next time, be blessed. We love you. Be safe. Happy holidays. All that goodness. And until the next one, man.
Peace.